sees everything. Yet his gaze is unlike that of any living being. He does not merely observe. He feels every fragment of reality dissolving into its shadows. He lingers where stars flicker in their final moments, where the last echoes of light tremble before vanishing. His essence is not confined to form, yet it is everywhere. Within the dying glows of distant galaxies, in the silent decay of forgotten worlds, in the hollow stillness of those who have lost all hope. Gagtungr is not a storm, not fire, not destruction, but an all-encompassing cold, a force that stills the heart and fills it with infinite emptiness. His name is not spoken aloud, it is only whispered, a whisper that carries the weight of surrender, the realization of one's own helplessness. He does not act out of mindless chaos. He does not seek disorder for its own sake. His will stretches toward the worlds, not to shatter them, but to consume them, to absorb them, to twist them into something that is no longer theirs. He is not a destroyer. He is a creator of his own twisted order. The worlds he touches do not vanish. They dissolve, their essence melting away, becoming a mere extension of his will. He does not seek fire, nor brilliance. He seeks the core of existence itself, and bends it to his own design. Everything that lives, everything that thinks, must become a part of him, must feel as he feels. And his existence is nothing but an endless thirst for suffering. He does not experience pain. He breathes it. He feeds on it. Pain is his air, his lifeblood, his reason for being. Wherever he manifests, the laws of existence twist and deform. Light itself dims in his presence, as if devoured by an unseen force. Space ceases to be stable. It stretches, contracts, and breaks, freezing in a silent scream of matter. Under his gaze, entire stars tremble and extinguish, their brilliance swallowed into nothingness, reduced to cold, ashen remnants floating in the abyss. Galaxies fracture, unable to bear the unbearable weight of his will, as if shackled by unseen chains pulling them apart. But what he leaves behind is not merely dead worlds, not merely collapsed structures. It is the ruins of souls. He does not simply erase them. He hollows them out, leaves them standing but empty, drained of all that made them free, all that made them real. He is not alone, yet he has no allies. Those who follow him are not companions, not brethren, but prisoners and lost ones, stripped of all memory of the light. They do not stand beside him for life, but for eternal suffering, formed from shattered hopes, from the infinite agony of realization. There is no escape. Some of them were once great, others weak, but before him all are equal. Their past no longer matters. Their bodies are mere husks, their souls dim embers that flicker in his wake, moving forward in silent obedience. Among them are those who once resisted, who fought against him, but time broke them. They no longer scream, no longer beg for mercy, for they know mercy does not exist. Their existence is an endless descent, a void filled with nothing but the echo of their own surrender. But he, too, is a prisoner. He moves from world to world, consuming, enslaving, devouring, yet never finding what he truly seeks. He searches for completion, for fulfillment, for something that might silence the emptiness inside him. With every world he takes, he hopes that the hunger will cease, that something will finally fill the void. But all he finds is his own reflection, staring back from the abyss. Everything he touches loses form, loses self, fades into the formless abyss of his own being. He longs to become everything, to dissolve into infinity. But he remains only a shadow, endlessly devouring light. He seeks to absorb the universe itself, to make it part of him. But he will never fill the void within. He craves absolution, but he is nothing more than a hollow whisper in the dark, an echo that can never be heard. And yet, he does not stop. He does not waver. He presses against the edges of existence, like an avalanche poised to crash down, an unstoppable tide ready to break through. Where the veil is thin, he feels its fragility, testing it, clawing at it, searching for weakness. His burning eyes flare in the abyss. His voice already whispers through the fractures between dimensions. He does not know defeat. He only retreats to strike again, stronger, with greater force, with greater inevitability. If the walls collapse, if the protective layers of Shadanaka weaken, he will not come as a storm, not as fire, not as a cataclysm. He will seep in, unnoticed at first, like ink bleeding through the fabric of existence. His shadow will spread, filling every space, poisoning every structure, invading every living thing, corroding the very essence of reality from the inside out. Then the sky will blacken. The light will fade, one flicker at a time, like candles guttering in a wind that cannot be seen. The air will hum with whispers, the murmurs of something inevitable, something that cannot be undone. This will not be a loud apocalypse, not a moment of destruction. It will be a slow descent into silence, into emptiness, into a darkness beyond comprehension. And when he is here, when his presence is undeniable, we will see his face. And in that moment, we will forget what light ever was.